Okay, next step. I load up that first part. So I told you we have that things here and all must be unwrapped. I know there's much. I know it's shit, but it is like it is. When you press set, you have the wireframe mode, and each one you mark that one and give them a mark scheme. Better we had made that before, but I don't thought on that. That was my error. Sorry for that. But it is plannering. Next time I don't make this error, yeah. But okay, it's hand able, yeah. Nothing impossible. We marked it all. 16 times, or what, 19? I don't know. I think it was 19. Wow. Okay. But it's needed when you look at my UV tutorials to get the same texture size and textures on it that it looks even and possible to be real. Yeah, that is the point on that. Good, we have done that. Good. File, material mode. So all that are correctly unwrapped now, but the other things not, and we have to do it with them too. So with this top guy here, we have built them. Here at the top, we mark the whole face there and mark seam them, the down part too. So we get here face selection, click on it, mark seam, and we need to mark there where nobody sees it. So in the inside of that, we mark the seam upwards to cut it off. Good. Then at the table, the whole down line, so set, you can go in the wireframe mode that you see here all in wireframes. And there we can mark here the whole down line of the first top thing. Must be careful that you pick the right there. A little bit confusing at first time when you made some, but as often as you do it, as easier it is. So mark seam. That is the front side. So we make the cut here where nobody sees them. And normally you have to do here the completely side, but I want to round it up, so I'll let it like these. Good. The next thing is here this other plate that there is. So we go again there and mark the complete table plate there and mark them seam 2. It is similar, it is always the top part and the down part you must mark and one cut between them. That is all you have to do by unwrapping. You must say with this mark seams where he should open, cut the 3D model, then he can make there a 2D from that. That is good. That is done here too. And we have the third part of our plate there that we must mark too. Top part and then the down part. Yeah, I think for beginners it may be a little bit too hard, but that is way. So better learn it now. Good. Maxim. So we have Maxim, the table plate there, the legs there, the rest. We must do that too. So at this front panel here, this one, there we can mark all. That is completely to mark. So we can get here all with A and oh, I see it isn't so. Good. We can mark here all, but Maxim, we must get here some out. And that means we get only that here. You see, he cuts it here too, and that is one wooden staff. So here we clear the seam, so it isn't in this cutting scene. And the same make with them, clear seam. Then it flows completely like wood do. You understand what I mean? I hope. Here is the same. There we don't need some seams. There it shouldn't be cutted. Clear seam. So it flows through that. That what we want to have. Clear seam. Here same. Hope you understand what I mean. Yeah. Normally at each cut you will see the texture ends and starts again later. So because of that, there can't be a cut there that looks awful later. So you must do it like I do it here to clear that all. Good. That can be unwrapped too. At the back side we have the same thing. It's not really good because there are no front plates there. But here on the side, this panels go in edit mode and Maxim complete. There is nothing complicated. That is all. So here we don't delete that and take the other one again, Shift D and bring them there. I know that there are no panels behind them. I know that. And I know that it is other stuff, but okay. Yes. So we have here these front parts. We have to Maxim them too. So that is what is marked. We have to Maxim. We must have that cut I told you. So for that, first we get the front faces of each. And mark them Maxim. And then we have to cut here too. So we get one here, one there, and one there. Maxim. Good. That we can unwrap. Now the flowers things there and the other handles. So edit mode at the back side of all. Oh, what is that for creepy thing? Wow. Now here we must select all and deselect that clear seam. Yeah. So we only need the back to mark seamed. Mark seam. There he cut that off. This 3D and makes it to a 2D. There we can paint on. That is the point. Sometimes I hate my PC. I think you know that programmer. He makes what he wants. But you must be relaxed and take it as it is. Or make it perfect. What is more complicated? You must know that. Good. We go again and again and again and mark here all teams to get here wonderful leaves later with texture on it. Yeah. And looks so fine, so realistic. That is the point. And good that we copy that with Alt D. So we only must do it one time, not 1,000 times. Here this inner loop, Maxim, the outer loop, that's that one. Here the inner one, from this UV sphere, the inner one, and the outer one, it's here. And we must cut the ball itself. So we cut them there, Maxim, and at the down part, the down part is there. Then here this ring, and we cut them on the underside. So at the bottom of this hole, we cut them, and here at the end, mark seam. So hope they are not the same as that. That is horrible. That means we must make that here new. So we have to mark that and delete that. I don't want to make that for each one singular. So let's get them. X, delete. Wow, what is that? It's too much. Okay, I will delete that. Then, okay, that here, delete, and this ball, and I will get this one here and bring it to the arrow. So that means this whole shit we can delete, and that one too. Don't know why it happens, but that is planned sometimes. So we mark all here new and get them to duplicate that. With L, you can select the objects I told it you before. So we have that. Alt D to make a copy of that. Wow. Go back. Then Shift D is the same. So we mark that complete thing and Shift D in this case because we are in the edit mode and not in object mode. Now that is all mark themed. Okay, good. We go back to material mode. You don't see anything because we have no texture on it, and we want to get texture now on it. In the sample there, we can bring this whole stuff here at the second layer, so move to second, and you see it is white painted. We can take white painted, but I think a wooden material will look good there. So we can take here material, give them a new material and call it wood. I have the newest version that is 2.79. Here stands 2.78, but it is the 9er version because I have shaders, the new shaders, and that are the yeah, good. So we want wood. I told you that you have a site there that is called textures.com. There can you get all textures, a wooden texture too. So you must go there. Textures.com. There you can get free textures, and there's a wooden material that you download. Then we go to our table and give each of them the wooden material. So the plate should be one, that should be one, this here, all should be wood. So we must click them and give them that material. That automatically have that because we make it with Alt D. You know it. Good. And each of the things must be unwrapped. I told it you before. And now we need this wooden material. So we add a texture, an image texture that we downloaded from textures.com. I open them. That here is a node editor. You can get them there. When you click here, you can say here node editor. Then we open that. I go to my folder where I have the wood. And then I take a wood material that is possible to build one at one without a seam or something else. Good. That must be connected. You see here our loaded image. When we make it here crater, you see Cherry Diffuse. That is a material. And we have a diffuse material. So we connect yellow with yellow. And we have here a brown. Why brown? We look here preview. Then you see, oh, there's a wood material, but here not. Why? Because we don't unwrap that. So we have to unwrap that. That means we click on that, tap to go in the edit mode, then A to select all, then U, and then you can press unwrap. Here you see an arrow, non-uniform scale. That means we must apply that for before. So that means in the object mode, you go to object, apply, rotation scale. That we do with all this stuff. That one, that one, that one, and the other ones. No. So now we make it again, unwrap, and we see that is the texture he puts on. That is our wood texture. And surely that isn't that what we want to have because that is too big and it's not deep and it's not glossy and so on. But we must make that. So we must first unwrap all. So that is the unwrap of that. And you see some flows correctly, some flows shit, and that we must clean up. And we must give them, this is wood texture. This wood texture is a great texture, not that part of the texture. So we must get the coordinates of it. That means we can click here at input texture coordinates. And we need add converter, a vector mapping. UV is that we cutted these 3D models with the mark schemes to a 2D. That is the UV that goes into the mapping. With the mapping, we can say this texture should be there or at another place. It has more rotation, or location, or another scale. So we connect here vector with vector, it's the same. And when I now change here the scale, this scale will be changed also. When I make here 5 and here 5, you see that is greater, bigger. That is the wrong way. So we must go less to 0.1 and here 0.1. That is less one, yeah. But it's too less. So we take a 0.4 or something. You can try that, yeah. Good. Now, this is only a diffuse material, but each material has a little class on it. So we need to mix the diffuse with a class. So we add shader, a mix shader. We want to mix the diffuse with a class. So we add shader, class shader, and connect that green by green. Now it is completely glossy. That is not what we want. It is 50-50 glossy and these wood. We want that it is only glossy on that is dark, uh, um, lightened white. So we go here from color to roughness. Now it is only shiny on these parts that are white. Then we want to have a deepness in there. That is only a texture, but it should be look that it has some deep. That is displacement. So we click here and connect it to displacement, and you see, wow, that's horrible. Yeah, it's too much. So we need a modifier, a converter, a mask converter, and bring them between them. Now we can change the method. The mathematic method, he tries that. And that is, in our case, multiply. And the value is too high. That is too much. So we get here 0.003. Then you see it's much better than before. It's a little effect, not that much effect, but it is a good effect. So each material has, when the light shines on, the outlines are lighter than the inside. That means Fresnel effect. We need here an input of Fresnel. bring them in, and take him as a factor. Then we get that. Why that is in this color? Because the normals are not correctly settled. So that means all this stuff must be marked, and in the shading you must recalculate. Shading, recalculate. And now you see that is right. That we have to do with all this stuff. Recalculate here too. Recalculate. Good. We have to tweak a little with them. Here you see arrows. That is because we have to do it such better in the UV unwrapping. You can make it for each face there. But at first we want to make here a metal one. That is metal, not wood. So we need a second material. Make here plus new and give them name metal. And this is no diffuse material only. It has class. It is steel. So for that we need a texture too. We add texture, image texture, open. I go to my folders and I have them from textures.com. You're right. There you can get metal, and there you can get it. And we want to take here, let's look what we have here for a good one. Yeah, that is enough. We take that one, connect it with diffuse. So we have that material. We must say where should the material be on. So we must mark that L to select object. And then we can assign that material to it. Make here plus and get here on this label we can see all materials that we have, and we have one that's called metal, and that comes here. With a sign we can give it to the marked things, so we have it here, but we need it on all, so we mark all this stuff with L. So assign, then the material is put it on. That looks crappy. Why? Because we have here no texture coordinates and the mapping. So we need here texture coordinates, add, and here converter, a vector mapping, UV with vector, vector with vector, texture. Then we should unwrap that, show U and unwrap. You see what there comes for message, that is, it isn't applied correctly. So we have to do it again. Object, apply rotation scale. There are meshes that aborted that. So we get in there and mark all. Go to tools. Remove doubles. You see 12,000 are gone. And now it should be able to do that with box selection. And you unwrap. Non-unique scale. That means we must do it again with all. Mesh. Apply. Where's the apply? Oh, not in the. Yeah, it must be in the object mode, surely. You see, we have here some errors because it was not correctly marked. You unwrap and it should recalculate the normals and give them materials. So good. That are that. It isn't on the other ones, so we must mark them and make it there too. I don't know why that happens, but there you go. It is like it is. So we get here and make it manually. B, box select, mark that, metal assign. We don't have it there everywhere because he don't select that right. So we mark that again with the L and give them a sign and have to unwrap actually. Good. Make it here too. Box select and L and assign the metal. L and unwrap. Sure. Sorry for that. Good. We have done that. Here we must look what that for an arrow is that we don't need, so press N. Then we have here one sun in this room that is here. That is the sun. Um, that is here for a hard shadow that is this size. And we want to have it harder, that it is not sharp. So we need 003, that is sharp one. The strength should be 7, that is real world light, and that must be lighted. We need a background and an environment. So you take your background and environment here, and then you can select HDRI texture. You can Google for them, then you get it for free. That makes the look from the light there. Then when you go here to render, you see how that looks in a moment. We must tweak that here to get there better light and better texture on it, and then that looks very, very, very good. And that is enough for today. I will show you the rest then after that. Okay, thanks a lot for watching.